Hi guys, it is no doubt that AI is changing the way we live and work, and right now AI is changing the game for UI designs. Google released Stitch just some few days ago that allows you to create beautiful UIs without lifting a finger. All you have to do is to provide some prompts and the AI is going to design the user interface for your mobile or web application. In this video, we're going to be exploring how to use Stitch and how to customize the designs that are made by Stitch. So let's get into it. To get started, you can go to Google or your favorite search engine and search for Stitch, or you can go directly to stitch.withgoogle.com. So this is it right here. I'm just going to click on Stitch, design with AI. So Stitch is going to help us to create a user interface design for a food delivery app that we're going to be building in this video. So we want to build a food delivery app and we need UI to make this come to life. So Google Stitch is going to be helping us to do this. So this is the interface. As you can see, it shows you a prompt box that allows you to enter the prompt for your design. Okay, you can see some example here. Make me an app for people who love skiing in the Alps and stuff like that. But for us, we're going to choose, you can choose between the mobile design or a web, depending on the kind of app you want to build. But in this video, we're going to be creating a mobile app. So I'm going to choose mobile app, and then I'm going to enter a prompt that says something like an app for food delivery. You can stop at this, but then you can also provide more context. The more context you provide, the better it is for the AI. So you can say stuff like users will be able to find restaurants and food vendors close to their location. So now the AI is going to know that this app is going to have something to do with location. We're going to find food vendors or restaurant that is close to the user's location. So all you have to do now is to click on generate design, and then we're going to wait for Google Stitch to do its thing. So Stitch is going to go into the design mode, and then it's going to start refining our prompts, bringing up ideas. So here it is. It has brought up some ideas. As you can see from the left side, it's going to design a home screen that shows nearby restaurants. Then there's going to be a search feature that lets users search. There will be a restaurant menu. There will be an order summary screen, and then there's going to be a payment and an order tracking page. As you can see, I didn't say anything about payments, I didn't say anything about order tracking, I didn't say anything about menu. But because this is AI, it knows that for a food delivery app, these are some of the common requirements that you need to have in our app. So it's asking, would you like me to generate these screens? Then I'm going to say yes, generate these screens. If you would like to add more screen to this, you can actually specify to say, okay, add a screen, or let me say something like add an order tracking. It already has an order tracking. Okay, let's just do yes, generate a screen. Let me do generate these screens. Okay, so now Stitch is going to actually go ahead to generate these screens. Okay, so it's just going to take a couple of minutes, and then you're going to have a very good looking So in this video, we're not just going to generate the screen, we're also going to customize the UIs. We're going to do some color changes and do some editing. Okay, so now Stitch is working, doing its thing. So what we're expecting from Stitch is actually 6 screens. We have the home, the search. This is the home screen. Let's see what we have here. The home screen. Okay, we have the search, where you can search for food or a particular restaurant. You can see. Then we have the restaurant menu, when you pick a particular restaurant such as the Daily Grind, and then you can see all their menu and the prices. And then we have the order summary. When you place an order, this is your address, and then this is the details of the order. And they have the payment page, where you actually input your payment, your card, and then you make a payment. And then we should have the order tracking, where you can track your order and know where it is at the moment. So as you can see, Stitch has generated a UI for us, but then you can actually refine this. And one of the things you can do is you can start with the theme. You can change the color theme of, you know, this app. Let me do something like let me select green, and then I apply the theme. So now I've chosen green as the theme color, and then Stitch is actually going to update the design to reflect this color theme. You can do a lot of things. You can target a specific UI screen, like let's say the home screen, and then you can tell Stitch to do something to that home screen, make some edits and some minor adjustments based on what you want. We're actually going to be doing that. So as you can see, Stitch is actually generating the UIs, and it has updated the theme to green just because we changed the color right here. So let me open this. As you can see, now it has a green theme. Okay, so that is how you can change the color theme. You can also change it using the prompt, which we are going to do later in this video. As you can see, everything now has a green color theme, so it is quite flexible, and it's pretty easy to use. So let's look at the payments. See the payment page. Now we have a greenish thing. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to edit the order tracking page, which is this page. I want to add a map to the order tracking page. Okay, so I'm going to tell Stitch to add a map there. When you say add a map to the order tracking page, so let's see what it's going to come up with. So the idea is for it to have a map that shows the location of the delivery for the food. So let me see what it's going to do with that screen. So it has delivered the screen with the map. You can see there's a map here now, that shows maybe the location of the rider and stuff like that. So we can further refine this design. But what I want to do now is I'm not feeling this green vibe, so I'm going to change it to something else. So I'm going to say update the theme, to orange, and ensure all images and illustrations match this new color theme. And then I'm going to give this to Stitch, and let's see what's going to do. So as you can see, we instructed Stitch to change the color to orange and update all the images and buttons to match the new color theme. So let's look at this now. I think I'm feeling the vibe of the orange color. Look at the food menu, look at the images, look at everything. This is looking nice. This is the search page with the orange theme. Everything is looking good. Wow, this is nice. It updated the images. This is nice. So as you can see, you can actually give it prompts, and then it's going to make all the necessary changes. Let's look at our order tracking page. Oh, this is nice. So this is pretty cool, and now you have a complete UI without lifting your fingers. All you have to do is to just type some prompts, and then the AI is going to do the work. So I think one final thing I wanted to do now is to change the language of this UI. Let's say we want to do it in Spanish, so we're going to say switch all product copy and button text to Spanish. So now all of this text, everything written in English, we want to switch it to Spanish. So we're going to tell Stitch to actually do that. So this is just to show you that this AI works with multiple languages. Okay, it's not restricted to English. So if you're a Spanish designer or a Spanish developer, you are French, you can always use this to make your design in multiple languages. Okay, so now we're just going to wait for Stitch to do its magic, and then we should have the UI in Spanish. Okay, so now I think the text is in Spanish, but then our design is a little bit weird. Okay, it switched from the orange color theme, and now it has a mix of green and orange. So that's one of the things with Stitch right now. It doesn't remember your previous design. So but you can actually prompt it to do, change the colors back to the way it is. Okay, but now the focus is on the text. As you can see, everything is in Spanish right now, so it has actually updated the text to Spanish. So you can actually use Stitch to create your designs into any language. Okay, so I'm going to I want to change this back to orange, so I'm going to copy my previous prompt, and then I'm going to put it down here, update the theme to orange, and then it's supposed to do that. So here we have it. Stitch has regenerated the design, but then as you can see, it has forgotten about what the previous design looked like. So that's one of the rough edges of Stitch right now. So it's sometimes it forgets about the previous designs, and then when you give it a new prompt, especially when you're changing the layout, it's changes the color theme and some stuff. But then overall it's still a good tool to create UI designs. So if you are a UI designer, you should embrace this. This is actually going to help you improve your design and also save you a lot of time, just like what AI is doing for developers, where it helps them to generate code and it helps them to complete their tasks faster. So with this, you can actually export this UI to Figma, where you can then customize it, do some modifications, and then you can make it perfect for whatever it is you need it to do. Okay, so that is how to generate designs with Stitch. Very quickly, I want to show you. Let's look for that previous prompt. Yeah, this is where we generated the orange theme. You can actually go back to select this, and then you can have this. So one thing you can do is, if Stitch is messing up the design, you can go back to your previous generation to find the design that you like. So if I want to work with this, I can actually export this to Figma, and then I can go onto Figma to make all the edits that I want. So you can check your thread with the chart thread with Stitch to find all the various previous design that you have done with Stitch. So as you can see, these are all the designs we have made in this video. Okay, so guys, what do you think about Stitch? Do you think it's going to take the jobs of UI designers? For me right now, I believe it's not going to take that job at the moment, but maybe in the nearest future. It still has some rough edges that needs to be smoothened, but I believe with the kind of dedication and effort we are seeing from Google right now, in the next 1 year, who knows where Stitch is going to be. But then it's a great tool right now for solo founders, SaaS guys, vibe coders who wants to create UIs. You can actually use this to design UIs for your mobile or web app, and then make AI actually code the UI for you. Or better still, you can grab the HTML from Stitch and then use the HTML in your application. It's pretty easy to use. So guys, this is it about Stitch. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or you want me to do something else with Stitch, do let me know in the comment section, and I'll definitely get to it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.